Yo, what's happening, guys? Today, what we're going to be doing is going ahead and changing the oil on the old ProMaster van over there. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first thing first, you can see we got the ramps out. I'm going to go ahead and get it pulled up onto the ramps, and then we'll get going. Alright, next we come around to the driver door here, and right there is where you pop the hood. They put it in a little hiding spot there. Usually it's like down somewhere here, but yeah, they gotta have it in there. You wouldn't see it with the door closed. Then if you want to get the full pop doggy, I don't know if you can see it, but as always, under here, under the hood, there's a little secret latch. Look at this guy talking about secret latches. Then you get the full pop doggy. Bam, full pop doggy. You want to throw down your piece of cardboard now? Alright, now before I go ahead and drain the oil, I'm going to go ahead and pop the oil cap off here. Usually set it like right there. That way you don't forget before you go to close the hood. Put your oil cap back on. There's the filter also. We'll get to that later. The dipstick right here. Alrighty, so I'm about to go under. I've got here a ratchet with a 13mm socket. You want to go with this. The 6-point, if you go with like a wrench or something else, you could end up stripping that drain plug out. So go with this. Much better. Also, I've got 2 drain pans. They're each 7 quarts. This thing only holds 6 quarts, but it's easier to split it into 2. That way when you go to like pour it out, it's not as much of a pain in the butt. I'm going under. Hey, who is that? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on the future videos, all that good stuff. What's going on up there? Alrighty, so we're underneath here now. Don't know how well you can see, but there's the drain plug. Let's go ahead and get that loosened up. There we go. All you gotta do is really just break it loose. Then it'll come out by finger. This is the part where you want to be careful. Usually you end up making an oily mess no matter what you do, but you try your best. Get it as far as you can, right about there, and then try and get it out quick. There we go. We're draining oil. You're gonna be waiting quite a while if you wait for this to finish draining all the way, especially if it's not hot. So once it gets to about this point, I'm gonna call it. There may be a little bit left in there, but it's not a big deal. So tighten that back in, hand tight, and we're just gonna snug it up with this. Yeah, just snug. You don't need to go crazy tight. There's a certain torque spec that you're supposed to go to, but snug it up. You're good. Wipe this off so you don't get any drippage. And there we go. We're done under here. We're back up top here, so now we're going to go ahead and change the filter. This does have the top side filter, and we're going to fill it back up with oil. So for the filter, you need a 15/16 socket. I'm using a 1/2 inch, which is a little bit of a pain. I'll go ahead and show you that. I'm trying to get this because there's not a whole lot of room to work under here. I think you can get 3/8 drive 15/16. That's like, you know, shorter, even shorter than that, which would make it a little easier, but I make this work. Alright, so there's where I showed you the filter, and as you can see, you don't got a whole lot of room to get this under here, and even when you do, it's kind of even harder to do it with one hand. Even when you do, you're hitting into this, so you don't have a lot of room to turn it. See if I can set the camera up better so that way I can do this two-handed. Alright, maybe like that. I'm trying not to lose my camera in the into the van here. It's on there now. Yeah, you kind of got to push this up out of your way to get that into there. And then you don't have a whole lot of turning room. But really, all you got to do, break it loose. And then you can take it off by hand. Alright, I've got it loosened up enough. Now you can get it out of there by hand. So pull it on out of there. I like to turn it upside down so you don't drip too much oil. There's your filter. There's the new one and a new O-ring. You're gonna want to change that out. So what you do here, I take the box for the new one, pop the old one off, and stick it on into the new box. And then for the O-ring, I get a small screwdriver, and then you're gonna want to get underneath that and just kind of pry it off enough to where you can grab it by hand. Bam. And I flung it off. I lost it in there somewhere. I think I see it. There we go. There's the old O-ring. So for the new one, just go ahead and get it started on there like that, and then you're just going to pull this other side down till it's on, and then just run it down until you get it into this groove. And you kind of want to put a little oil on it. Usually there's enough oil on just like the housing here that as you put it on there it gets oily, so I don't even really worry about that too much. But yeah, like any O-ring, you kind of want to get some oil on it. Now you take your new filter. You can see inside there, there's that. Oh, and you spill oil if you tip it. And you just kind of, this has a hole. It just kind of pops in there. Want to make sure it clicks in. That's it. Then you can go ahead and put this back in. Like so. Just get them threads started. I kind of go in until I can't anymore. So like I said, it's kind of a pain with the ratchet and socket I'm using. But there we go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get that tightened up. Alrighty, so now to add the new oil in, I got this here funnel. This one works pretty well because you can see here, it's kind of a weird angle where your fill is. So this funnel works good because you can kind of put it in there and set it up like that. So you got like a decent angle to pour your oil in. So this thing takes 5W20, like the cap says, and it's 6 quarts of it. Let's get to filling. So there's 5 quarts in. Now one more, just a little guy. There we have it. Now while you're here under the hood, it's a good time to check your other fluids, top them off if they need it, make sure there's no other leaks or anything like that. Just do a general little inspection. And don't forget about your oil cap. Definitely put that back in. And for the last thing, with the key turned on, not the vehicle running, just the key turned on, you're gonna pump the gas 3 times. And that should set your oil life indicator, which on these, all it is it pops up a message that says change oil. It doesn't actually give you like an oil life or miles till change or anything like that. I usually do it a couple times just to be sure, because sometimes these are finicky. So I'll turn it on, do 1, 2, 3, and turn it off. So there it is. That's how you change the oil on your Ram Promaster van. Thank you guys for watching.